Jacaranda FM.
You're listening to Martin Bester. I should have done that.
With sound effects, I'm telling you. What an enormous privilege and honor to have you on the show, Mr. Hugh Masekela. Thank you so much for coming onto the Martin Bester Drive. Nice to meet you.
My absolute pleasure, Martin Bester.
Here on the MBD today, I've got a section called The Best of You.
Okay.
See what I did there?
YOU?
You know what? No, the other one. The Mr. Masekela you. So I want to take you back quickly, just to have a quick... and the best of you is some of the best moments and memories that you have in your life. Let's start with the best memory of South Africa in the 1950s and 60s. The best... Your best memories back in your early childhood.
The greatest thing that happened to me in 1956 especially is that my parents and my family allowed me to be a musician. I had to run away from home to do it. I was bewitched with music from when I was a baby.
Yes.
And as I even speak to you now, I have a song ringing in my head. I mean, and I couldn't hear the teacher in class, but I'd be looking at the Masekela, what's that? I said, oh, what's the question, sir? Go to the principal's office. But music has been, I didn't have to exercise it, but it has really just sort of
always been there.
Enveloped my life completely. And I really badly wanted to be a musician. I was, in the top 5 in every class I was, and my parents were hoping, the usual thing, maybe you'll be a doctor, maybe you'll be a lawyer. And when I said I wanted to be a musician, and I even I played hooky from school. My father found out, and he said, so how's school? And I said, man, the homework they're giving us, I didn't finish the sentence. But so, I left home and I said, listen, this is what I want. I left a note, this is what I want to be if you can't make it. But a month later, they walked into the studio. Zakes Nkosi had invited them, and he had like a big band thing recording. He was a big producer. Yeah. And I was with all the top musicians, and he let me take a solo. And when they walked in with a couple of my uncles, I thought, damn, I'm going to be beaten to death today. And when they had me play, my father actually cried.
Did he?
Yeah, I mean, he wept and said, come home, boy. You can even drive us back home. Because, I was driving. He said, do what you have to do, man. And I didn't know that you were respected. But, there's people that they knew from their youth were in the band,
Yes. That's incredible.
And when the day they allowed me to become a musician was the greatest day of my life, because that was always my only dream. And at that time, when you wanted to become a musician, it was difficult because they said, oh, you're going to become a drunk and you're going to with wayward women. And of course it happened. but I beat that too.
In the end. On the line, I've got an old friend of yours who was there way back in the day, Monty Mohobe.
Hello. Who's that? You?
Except Monty, who's it?
All right, what's it?
Monty, thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with us quickly.
No, well, we were in the same class with Monty when we got to boarding school. Yeah. And there was Stompy Manana also, and they came from Sofata, and they knew everything about clothes. And one of the things I remember is Stompy saying to me, we like you, Sonny, but the only thing is that your shoes, man, you wear John Drake's, you can't hang out with a guy who wears John Drake's.
Monty, thanks for taking the time. I just real quickly.
Who said Monty? Monty was, he was our bass player in the first youth band in Africa. There,
he was also there when you got your
jazz band.
When you got your first trumpet. Is that not right, Monty? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are your memories from that?
Listen, Monty is one of the few people I fear because I can't lie when he's around.
Exactly. I see Hugh Masekela is getting a little bit nervous with Monty Mohobe on the line, so I'm loving this. No, quickly, Monty, just quickly, just your.
Let me just ask one question. Monty, you remember the Mamselle?
Yeah, the Mamselle. The Bella Row.
Oh, tell me about that quickly. What are you talking about?
No, that he'll tell you off stage.
Oh, right, all right. Monty, just quickly, one of your fondest memories of way back then, maybe witnessing you getting his first trumpet and you guys, enjoying the music at the time. What is your fondest memory of that time?
Oh, well, we felt that now we are taking a step higher. We are going somewhere.
Well, when we played our first concert
Yeah.
Yes.
with our band, but Father Huddleston has started it, and it was his farewell.
Yeah.
And we went to play, but the head of MGM had come to the country and outfitted our bands with all kinds of instruments, but only on condition that we wore cowboy clothes.
Cowboy
We
clothes.
didn't have the hats. Yeah, we had cowboy shirts.
What?
And
Why?
but we played our first at Davy Social Center. We played our first show with all the giants of that time, and it was probably our greatest moment, right, Monty?
Right, quite right.
Yeah, and then Elijah Nkwanyana and them from the Merrymakers from
Merrymakers,
Springs, they
Springs.
joined us on stage. It was just something else. But it was also the most violent concert we ever played in.
Why is that?
Because there was a gang called the DMGs from Germiston, and they're looking for some gang that at another dance had fought with them and killed
really?
somebody. And they came in there, and it was like carnage.
Absolute carnage.
Yeah,
That is
I
insane.
mean, we watched it. We had to play by force. They said,
Wow.
while they were doing. Remember, Monty?
Yes, I do.
Zalani, and guys we had guns. And, Zalani, play, and they were bleeding.
Monty, thank you so much for coming on the line and making you feel a little uncomfortable there for a moment.
Right.
I definitely think we should
No,
get some
I'm
secrets from you.
I'm also happy to
Yeah,
have
no,
spoken to him.
I'm overjoyed, Monty. We don't see enough of each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
well,
Now we're gonna make plans to get
Yeah,
together
quite
more
right.
often.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Martin Besser Drive. Tell me something. Have you ever taken a selfie?
No,
Can I entice you in taking the very first selfie with me?
I'll do it for you, Martin Bester.
You must get it. What a privilege. What an honor.
I'm with Martin Bester.
That was our first selfie.
Jacaranda FM.